Okay, good morning children. Now today we are going to start with the chapter of the respiratory system in humans. Now you see, respiratory system is not the only system that we have in our body. Okay, like there are other systems also in our body which will control the activities or which will perform various functions of our body. So before I start the respiratory system in humans, it is important for you to know all those 8 systems which we have in our body, right? So now you see we are living organisms, right? And our body performs various functions at a time. Say for example, we respire, we breathe, and at the same time we eat food at regular intervals of time, isn't it? And while eating food also, what happens inside our body? The blood, oxygen, nutrients, they circulate inside our body. And again at the same time, we need to remove the waste also, isn't it? So how does that happen actually? How does our body performs all these functions at a time? So children, there are systems in our body, and those systems which will control all the activities of our body and which will perform all the functions of our body. So if you see those systems in our body, then they are the nervous system, okay, the circulatory system, then the excretory system, the digestive system, the skeletal system, the muscular system, the respiratory system, and the reproductive system. So these are the 8 systems which we have in our body, alright. Now I think you should know the organs also related with all these systems, right. So the first system, the nervous system. So the nervous system, it is the system which controls all the activities of our body. And if you see the organs included in this system, then they are brain, spinal cord, okay, and you know brain, which is the most important organ of our body, and spinal cord, these are the nerve like small nerves actually which runs from the brain, and the spinal cord, they carry the messages from the brain to different parts of our body and from different parts of the body to the brain. Alright, that's why nervous system is the most important system of our body, because it has the main organ of the nervous system is the brain. And the next system we have is the circulatory system. The circulatory system, the organs included in the circulatory system are heart, blood, and blood vessels. And this circulatory system helps to circulate blood, oxygen, nutrients inside our body, okay. Then the next system we have is the excretory system, the system which helps to remove all the waste from our body. And the main organs of excretory system are the kidneys. The kidneys are also called the biological filter because they filter the blood and other waste materials. And we have the digestive system, the system which helps to digest the food. And if you see the organs of digestive system, then they are mouth, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and anus. And all these organs, they work together to digest the food inside our body. And the next system we have is the skeletal system. Now this skeletal system consists of bones and tissues, and this skeletal system, it is the framework of our body. The skeletal system, it gives shape and support to our body. Then the muscular system. The muscular system is related with the muscles. We have muscles in our body and these muscles are attached to the bones. So, muscular system is related with the muscles. Then the next system is the reproductive system. The system which helps to produce babies or offsprings or the children, what I can say. So, this reproductive system, well, the living organisms, they reproduce either by giving birth or by laying eggs, and that can be done with the help of reproductive system. And the last one is the respiratory system, the system that helps us to breathe. Okay, and the system which gives us energy also. So, these are all the systems which we have in our body, and these are the systems which controls all the activities of our body. That is why our body performs various functions at a time. Now, let us see respiratory system in humans. Okay. Now, you know we are living organisms. What we need is the energy, right? We need energy to do various functions like physical activities and metabolic activities. Now, physical activities means the activities like running, walking, eating, talking, sleeping, all these things. Okay, while sleeping also, the organs which we have inside our body, they will keep on working, right? These are physical activities. And metabolic activities means we have organs in our body which performs the various functions, right? And for these organs, they also need energy to do the functions. So, we need energy to do various physical activities and metabolic activities. Now, where does this energy comes from? Now, what we think? We think that the energy comes from the food, right? Yes, it is true, like the energy comes from the food, because what we say is when we eat food, that food will gives us energy, isn't it? But actually it is not like that. Like we will immediately after eating food, we will not get energy. The food which we eat needs to be digested. So, after the food gets digested, that digested food will be stored in the form of glucose, and that is absorbed by your body. But still we will not get energy after the absorption of the food by the body. That absorbed food is needed to be combined with oxygen. Now, where does that oxygen comes from? The oxygen that we breathe in. Okay. So, what happens? The absorbed food, when the absorbed food combines with oxygen, then only the energy will be released. Then only we will get, our body will get the energy. Okay. So, what is respiration then? So, respiration is the process where the food is oxidized. Food is oxidized means food will combine with oxygen to release energy, carbon dioxide and water. And the energy that is released is used by the body for physical activities and metabolic activities. Is that clear? Now, this is about the respiration. So, what you have learned from the respiration, it is not just the process of taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide, but through this process you will get energy. Your body will get energy to do different activities. Now, if you see the stages of respiration, then there are two stages of respiration. One is external respiration, or it is also called breathing, and the second one is internal respiration or cellular respiration. Okay. Now, external respiration, what is this process? External respiration, it is a mechanical process. Mechanical process means where the enzymes are not involved. Mechanical process means it is the simple process of taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide. Now, in your book, you can see the two words inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling means taking in air rich in oxygen, and exhaling means breathing out or taking out air rich in carbon dioxide. So, breathing or external respiration is the process of taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide. No enzymes are involved in this first stage of respiration. So, that is why breathing is also called a mechanical process. Now, the second stage of respiration is internal respiration, or it is also called cellular respiration. Okay? So, what happens in internal respiration? The air that we breathe in it contains oxygen. So, that oxygen will combine with food. So, then the food will oxidize and it will produce energy, carbon dioxide and water. So, carbon dioxide and water are released or produced as byproducts. Since we do not need carbon dioxide, so these carbon dioxide will be eliminated or removed from the body. So, if you see the equation of internal respiration or cellular respiration, then you can see the equation out here like C6H12O6. This is the formula of glucose. Glucose is the absorbed food, okay, the food which is absorbed by the body. So, this food will combine with oxygen, okay, and when the food combines with oxygen, then they will produce carbon dioxide, okay, and water as byproducts. Alright, then they will release what? Energy. Energy in the form of ATP. ATP, it is adenosine triphosphate. So, the energy released by the process of internal respiration or cellular respiration will be stored in the form of rich chemical substance called adenosine triphosphate. Now, this adenosine triphosphate, they will be stored in each cells as energy, and when the energy is needed, then these ATP molecules will break down to release energy, and that energy will be used by our body for physical activities and metabolic activities. So, what is respiration then? Respiration, it is the process where food is oxidized to release carbon dioxide and water as byproducts and energy in the form of ATP. Alright, now this is about the two stages of respiration. Now, let us discuss the differences between breathing and respiration. Alright, because in breathing also we take in oxygen, and in respiration also we need oxygen. So, what is the difference then? So, if you see the differences between breathing and respiration, then breathing is a physical process or mechanical process where enzymes are not involved. It is just the process of taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide. And if you see the process of respiration, then it is a biochemical process where the food is oxidized, or where the food combines with oxygen to release energy, water and carbon dioxide. Now, in the process of breathing, energy is not released, and in the process of respiration, energy is released. And in breathing, it takes place outside the cell, and internal respiration takes place inside the cell. And if you see, so these are the differences between breathing and respiration. Alright, now we are going to discuss types of respiration. Now, based on the presence or absence of oxygen, respiration is of two types. One is aerobic respiration and the other one is anaerobic respiration. Now, what is aerobic respiration? Now, aerobic respiration is that respiration which takes place in presence of oxygen, and this respiration is found in higher animals, including us, including human beings. Okay. So, what happens in aerobic respiration? Since it takes place in presence of oxygen, so the food will combine with oxygen, and when the food combines with oxygen, then the food will be completely oxidized to release carbon dioxide, water and energy as 38 ATP. Alright, so in aerobic respiration, 38 ATP molecules are released from the oxidation of glucose. Alright, now the next type of respiration is anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration means the respiration that takes place in absence of oxygen. Okay, and this type of respiration takes place in lower organisms like microorganisms. Let's take the example like bacteria. Bacteria follows this type of anaerobic respiration. So, since anaerobic respiration, it takes place in absence of oxygen. So the food is not completely oxidized. Okay. So what happens? By this process also, by anaerobic respiration also, the energy will be released, but it is only 2 ATP, and instead of water, the byproduct is ethyl alcohol, or it is also called lactic acid and carbon dioxide. Alright, so these are about anaerobic respiration. So if you see the equation of anaerobic respiration, then C6H12O6 will directly, which is the formula of glucose, it will oxidize this. Since this is anaerobic respiration which takes place in absence of oxygen, so you will not find oxygen out here. So this food will oxidized, okay, oxidized to release not water, but it will oxidize to release ethyl alcohol. Ethyl alcohol, the formula is 2C2H5OH, and plus then it will the byproducts are carbon dioxide, and the energy will be only 2 ATP. Okay. So if you compare the energy released in aerobic and anaerobic respiration, then in anaerobic respiration, the energy released is much less than aerobic respiration. So if you see the differences between aerobic and anaerobic respiration, then aerobic respiration takes place in presence of oxygen, anaerobic respiration takes place in absence of oxygen. And in aerobic respiration, the food is completely oxidized, but in anaerobic respiration, incomplete oxidation of food takes place, and the energy that is released in aerobic respiration is 2 ATP, and the energy that is released in the energy that is released in aerobic respiration is 38 ATP, and the energy that is released in anaerobic respiration is 2 ATP. And if you see the byproducts, the end products, then in aerobic respiration, the end products are carbon dioxide and water, and in anaerobic respiration, the end products are carbon dioxide and ethyl alcohol. Okay. So now respiratory system in humans. So, humans have a well developed respiratory system which is responsible for exchange of gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide. Okay? So, the path through which the air enters and reaches the lungs and comes back to atmosphere, that is called respiratory tract. And respiratory tract, it consists of many parts, and they are nose, nasal cavity, okay, then pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, lungs and alveoli. Is that clear? So, I think we can do it till today out here. So, in my next class, we will be discussing the respiratory tract and their exchange of gases. Thank you, children.